I think that's wrong. I think that's un-American.
Right now at 5, hear from the man who filed the lawsuit against Madison's Police Civilian Oversight Board and why he says it's unconstitutional. The centerpiece to the Milwaukee Bucks team and the season went down last night with a knee injury. But will Giannis Antetokounmpo be back in time for Game 5 tomorrow night? Plus, it's a budget certain to be filled with things that he doesn't like. But will Governor Evers be able to surgically strike certain elements? We take a look.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. Eric is off tonight. A Madison man believes that a brand new board designed to hold police accountable was illegally formed and ought to be redone. And he is now suing the city for violating his constitutional rights. Jamie Perez spoke with that man as well as the city attorney. He says the Police Civilian Oversight Board is built the way it is for good reason. Jamie?
So the city has certain requirements in electing those 13 board members. That includes requiring at least one Asian person, one Latinx person, and one Native American person, and at least 50% of the board needed to include black people. Now, the law firm says that the city's decision to hold seats on the board specifically for certain races is unconstitutional.
If we have to have this board, I would hope that it would be more inclusive.
David Blaska said he applied for a seat on Madison's new Police Civilian Oversight Board last year, but was rejected. He believes he was already at a disadvantage because he's white.
That disqualified me from the get-go.
There are 2 white people who are currently serving on the board, but Blaska said having any racial requirements.
I think that's wrong. I think that's un-American.
I believe that the city council's action was legal and was constitutional.
City Attorney Michael Haas made it clear that people of color have historically been disadvantaged, have had more police contact, and higher incarceration rates.
It was important that we hear from those individuals and they have an opportunity to participate in the board.
Madison Mayor Satie Rhodes Conway said that the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, which filed the suit for Blaska, wants to, quote, tear down the Civilian Oversight Board because they won't recognize the expertise that over-policed communities bring. But Blaska's attorney said regardless of the history or what policing looks like, it's discrimination.
The problem here is that Madison is reserving certain seats for members of various racial groups. That type of explicit racial preference and quota is unconstitutional.
One of the main goals of the lawsuit is to disband the current board and re-elect members without taking race into consideration.
The whole concept of this Civilian Police Oversight Board is looking at the wrong subject. Police are not the problem in Madison, crime is. And we should be looking not at race, but at behavior.
This is not simply to help communities of color, although that's an important goal. It's to help our police department and our government, our society in general.
And Haas says the city will send the suit to its liability insurance carrier, and they will decide if outside counsel will represent them or if they will handle it in-house.
Jamie, thank you. Another humid day in southern Wisconsin. Will we be seeing a cool down anytime soon? Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, Susan, the humidity levels will be dropping over the next couple of days. Temperatures will cool off just a little bit, so it should feel pretty comfortable. On visible cloud tracking, you can see a few clouds starting to pop up, and there have been a couple of isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms over the northeastern portion of the state. These are going to be pretty widely scattered, and I think around here they will pretty much be gone by the time we hit the early to mid-evening hours. Otherwise, high temperatures today were pretty warm. Here in Madison, we've been up to 85 so far. Janesville's hit 88. Temperatures have generally been in the low to mid-80s. Right now, temperatures are in the low to mid-80s through all of southern Wisconsin, and the dew point temperatures are still in the 60s, although not as high as they were yesterday, and they will continue to come down over the next couple of days. So that will allow temperatures to drop to about 63 for an overnight low temperature tonight. Tomorrow will top out at about 79 and be about the same for Friday. But the heat and humidity come back for the 4th of July weekend. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Bill Cosby started today in prison. Tonight, he's a free man. Pennsylvania's Supreme Court overturned the 83-year-old sexual assault conviction on a technicality. Cosby was convicted in 2018 of drugging and molesting Temple University employee Andrea Constand. But the Supreme Court says Cosby should never have been charged because a former district attorney made a deal with the comedian. In exchange for testimony in a civil case brought by Constand, Cosby would not face criminal charges.
Bill Cosby relied on that promise. He could not take the Fifth Amendment to say that he could incriminate himself because he was never going to be prosecuted.
Cosby was sentenced to 3 to 10 years and vowed to serve his whole sentence rather than admit wrongdoing or remorse. At least 60 other women stepped forward with stories similar to Constand's. So far, prosecutors have not said whether they will appeal. A judge entered a not guilty plea today in Dane County Court for a former Madison radio DJ. Matthew Jackson Jones was charged with 10 child pornography felonies in February. Initially, a judge ordered Jones to not have contact with his children as part of his bail conditions. But today, Jones learned that he can see his children as long as it's a supervised visit. A future court date has not been set. Some good news for Bucks fans as the Bucks say there is no structural damage to Giannis Antetokounmpo's left knee. He hurt it last night in the Bucks' 110-88 loss against the Atlanta Hawks. While there might not be any long-term damage, Giannis's timetable to return to the court is unclear. The Bucks say he is listed as doubtful for Game 5 in Milwaukee tomorrow night. The series between the Bucks and the Hawks is tied at 2 games apiece. Game 6 will be in Atlanta, and Game 7 will be back in Milwaukee if needed.
We've had a great run here at the University of Wisconsin, and I want to thank you for the support you've given me and my family. It's really not goodbye. It's just, we'll see you the next time around. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
It is the end of an era at UW-Madison. After 3 decades with the Badgers program, athletic director Barry Alvarez is retiring. Today is his last day. Alvarez arrived at Wisconsin in 1990 as football coach and became athletic director in 2004. Governor Tony Evers has named today Barry Alvarez Day across Wisconsin. Chris McIntosh will be the next athletic director. McIntosh played for Alvarez on the Badger football team in the late 90s. So what did Barry do on his final day as UW athletic director? Well, he spent it at the Brewers game. Barry brought along his grandson, Badgers tight end Jake Ferguson, who threw out the first pitch at the Brewers-Cubs game. About an hour ago, the NCAA cleared the way for student athletes to profit off their name, the eve of legislation becoming law in several states that would allow for such compensation. The expected approval from the NCAA Board of Directors came a few days after a recommendation from the Division I Council to allow athletes in every state to pursue compensation for their name, image, and likeness without jeopardizing their college eligibility. More than 150 people in Janesville know they likely can't do anything to save their jobs, but that is not stopping them from telling their owner that it is the wrong decision. Talil Moladeen spoke to workers at Huff Court today, where they rallied earlier to protest losing their jobs. Talil?
Earlier today, this area was pretty filled with Huff Corps employees rallying to save their jobs. Now, this is actually the second protest the group has held this month since first learning their jobs were being sent to Mexico. Now, the employees that I spoke with weren't too optimistic about their own job, as equipment is already being moved from the facility. They're calling it a done deal. One employee did, however, have a message for their LA-based parent company responsible for the decision.
I would just like to say, how the hell do you sleep at night? You know, do you have children? Do you support your children? We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for an honest living.
These local employees do have the support of U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, who met with the group earlier today. Senator Baldwin says many of these employees will likely have access to an assistance program which helps workers who lose their jobs overseas. Now, I did reach out to that equity firm, Open Gate. I have yet to hear back.
Talil, thank you so much. It could be a late night at the state capitol for state senators. The budget debate is going on right now, and a final vote is likely hours away. Our Naomi Coles joins us from the state capitol with what to expect next. Naomi?
So after the governor gets the bill, he has 6 days, not counting Sundays, before he has to act on it. Now, for decades, every Wisconsin governor has used their powerful partial veto to change parts of the bill that they didn't like without having to scrap the entire budget. That's likely to happen again this year, but a 2020 state Supreme Court decision went against decades of precedent in setting a stricter, albeit still unclear, standard of what's allowed by the law. Now, how does that impact you? How much Governor Evers can change billions in income tax cuts is a question that could end up in the courts.
Governor Evers couldn't write in a new number, but anything that can be accomplished by crossing out digits, at least as far as we know to date, is probably constitutional.
Now, 4 different opinions coming out of that Supreme Court decision last year provide 4 different legal pathways for how future governors can and cannot use their power. Now, this is a bit of a significant difference from back in the days when Governors Tommy Thompson, Governor Jim Doyle used their partial veto power to scrap and change and rewrite hundreds of changes in those bills. I'll explain more about that at 6 o'clock.
Naomi, thank you. By name, East Washington is an avenue, but by night, East Siders say many drivers treat it like a highway. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is one of them. Last year, the mayor, who lives on the east side, unveiled Vision Zero, the city's plan to eliminate all traffic deaths by the year 2030. The plan includes lowering speed limits, narrowing lanes, installing high visibility crosswalks, and increasing enforcement. The mayor says the latest tragedy only reinforces the importance of that work.
Look in the mirror, because I think any of us who are drivers probably have exceeded the speed limit at one time or another in our lives, and we need to really take seriously that that's not okay.
Since May, Madison police have given more than 200 tickets and 250 citations to drivers on East Wash. A ticket can cost up to $435 and a 6-point penalty on your driver's license. The CDC says the highly contagious Delta variant of the coronavirus is now in all 50 states, raising new concern for people who are unvaccinated. In the 5 states with the lowest vaccination rates, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Wyoming, less than 32% of the population is fully vaccinated. That compares with more than 46% of the total U.S. population. COVID cases are trending down in Wisconsin as the 7-day average sits at 69. In the past 24 hours, nearly 5,000 Wisconsinites have been newly vaccinated. And in Wisconsin, almost 47% of our state has completed the vaccine series. This as over 50% has received at least 1 shot. In Dane County, almost 69% of people have 1 shot, and almost 65% have completed their vaccine series. Democrats are continuing to push for an investigation into the January insurrection at the Capitol. What they're doing to push forward with that investigation coming up next at 5. A gold ball is on the line for the Sun Prairie softball team. Highlights of the Division I championship from Green Bay. That's coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6. The Dow up 210 points at the close today on this Thursday. The Nasdaq was down 34 and the S&P was up nearly 6 points. We'll be right back.
Get 25% off our low Slumberland price. Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Celebrate this 4th of July knowing you look your best with Plexiderm. Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to like get rid of the bags? And
Yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95. See it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Thursday on News 3 Now this morning, we'll tell you which Madison museum is reopening to the public.
And it looks like a beautiful holiday weekend is in store. Austin has a preview. We'll see you from 4:30 to 7 on News 3 Now this morning.
A News 3 Now investigation uncovered hundreds of workplace safety complaints during the pandemic.
Just 12% were followed up with an inspection.
Too many frontline workers were exposed to COVID.
Taking action to get the information you deserve. News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Today is day 7 of the search and rescue operation at the site of the deadly condo collapse in Surfside, Florida.
We've now recovered 4 additional victims. The number of deceased is at 16.
Officials say at least 147 others are still missing nearly a week after the disaster. Crews are using search dogs, electric saws, and sonar equipment as they sift through the twisted metal and debris. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will travel to Surfside tomorrow to meet with families and first responders. The family of former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld says he has died at the age of 88. The Chicago native served in the U.S. Navy as a pilot and a flight instructor from 1954 to 1957, and then with the U.S. Naval Reserve until 1989, when he retired as a captain. In 1975, Rumsfeld made history by becoming the youngest defense secretary under President Gerald Ford. In 2001, Rumsfeld held that role again in the George W. Bush administration. Rumsfeld was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1977. The House has launched a new investigation of the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Lawmakers approved a special committee to look into the violent attack as officers who were injured fighting former President Trump's supporters watched from the gallery above. The vote on a resolution to form the new panel fell mostly along party lines, with Republicans objecting that majority Democrats would be in charge. To weather now, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, the rain chances will be going down over the next couple of days. In fact, we're looking pretty much at a dry forecast from Thursday through Monday. Now, some of us have gotten some very heavy rain over the last few days. Others have not. A lot of places kind of in between. Let's take a look and see where Madison stands. Month to date, we're at 4.6 inches of rain, but with the new normals that came out earlier this year, we should see a little over 5 inches of rain for the month of June. So that still puts us for the month month, 0.68 inches below normal here for the city. Since March 1st, of course, we had a dry spring, and so while we've had 9.65 inches since that time, that still puts us almost 6 inches below normal. And year to date, so far, a little shy of 12 inches of precipitation. We should be about 50% more than that. So we're still in a drought condition over much of southern Wisconsin, at least in the areas that didn't get the extremely heavy rains. Right now, we're seeing a few showers down just north of Monroe and Greene County. There have been a few showers up to the north. Those have been dissipating. The air is starting to dry out to the north, so any shower or thunderstorm chances are going to be mainly early this evening. Some thunderstorms through northeastern Wisconsin heading toward northern Lake Michigan and northern lower Michigan. Farther to the north, a few sprinkles up in northern Minnesota will die out long before they reach us. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Again, that dry forecast now from tomorrow through Monday of next week. It'll also be mild for tomorrow and Friday. High temperatures upper 70s, very nice weather, but we've had to push the temperatures up for the 4th of July weekend. So now Saturday will be close to 90, and it looks like we'll be in the lower 90s for the 4th of July Sunday and for Monday as well, with heat index values between about 93 and 98 degrees. Right now, temperatures are in the 80s through much of Wisconsin. The heat continues to build out to the west, a lot of 90s through Montana and the western Dakotas. Dew point temperatures, though, are highest down to the south. Notice Madison's dew points dropped to 62. They're in the upper 50s in northern Wisconsin and around 50 by the Twin Cities. So that means the air is drying out. That will lead to cooler overnight low temperatures. On weather track, notice the upper level winds, at least for the time being, have shifted to a little more northerly direction. That's just starting to push in drier air. The temperatures will drop by a few degrees, but it shouldn't be too dramatic. Most of the more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity shifting to the south, and that'll be the case over the next couple of days. The first cold front really has just dropped the humidity a little bit. The second one will drop temperatures a little bit more. That's farther up to the north, and you can see north of that front, temperatures are in the 60s over the UP of Michigan, but the bulk of that cooling will head off to the east, and we'll see temperatures just a few degrees cooler than they are now. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, though, calling for above normal temperatures for much of the northern part of the country and above normal precipitation, but much of that will be next week as we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances from Tuesday through Friday before we dry out again. So for tomorrow, look for skies to be partly sunny. It'll be less humid, high temperature, very pleasant at 79 degrees. 7 to 10 day forecast, 77 on Friday, but notice up to 88 now on Saturday, 91 for the 4th of July Sunday and for Monday. Then as the humidity levels continue to stay high, we'll see shower and thunderstorms in the forecast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a chance on Friday. And there are signs that we could dry out again for next weekend and see the temperatures go right back up. As we check out first warn traffic, seeing our usual construction delays on the Beltline right now, eastbound delays from around Monona Drive back to around Park Street, and then from Fish Hatchery Road to Verona Road. Westbound, we're seeing delays from around Todd Drive back to around John Nolan Drive. As far as travel times are concerned, they are a little bit elevated, 22 minutes either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and I-3990. Heading out of Madison, traffic moving pretty steadily on I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Janesville, 25-minute trip there. 16 minutes from Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151 will take you 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. When we come back, how a new Madison treatment clinic is addressing the drug epidemic locally. That story is ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Wisconsin's soil and water create the perfect environment for agriculture. But it takes more than great land to produce the world's best dairy products. You feel it in the way Wisconsin dairy farmers take care of their animals, preserve their family farmland, and lend a helping hand to their communities. What's that something extra Wisconsin has? It's pride. Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin milk. cheese, and dairy.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
They say when you come from a small town like us, you do things your own way. That's why US Cellular doesn't have any hidden requirements. So you can get the latest phone with no activation fees, required phone trade-ins, or anything like that. That's all there is to it. Get a Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. The nationwide network built from your town up. US Cellular.
So why use Toyota service centers?
Well, you wouldn't use just any carpenter, would you?
This thing working?
No. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Right now, for a limited time, get 20% off the purchase and installation of premium cabin air filters. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more. Toyota, let's go places.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Right now, it can take weeks or sometimes even months for people in our community to get treatment for substance abuse, even after an overdose. That frustration led to a new center that cuts down the wait time to 1 day. Our Madeline O'Neill tells us how it's helping at a very important time.
At the same time, Monarch Health on East Wash is welcoming community members to this open house.
Like I said, there's another camera at the end of the hall.
They're doing the same for patients.
So we want to have an environment that's welcoming and that shows patients that they should value themselves as people.
They're people who Dr. Michael Replinger sees going without help far too often.
Frequently, there'd be 1 to 3 month wait lists to get patients into outpatient care. And when I'm seeing them as an overdose victim in the ER, they can't wait that long.
Especially now.
From the previous peak in 2017 to the past year and during COVID, there was a 20 to 25% increase in the number of opioid overdoses in Dane County alone. And that's really kind of an astounding number to think that when we were worried about it years ago, we're actually worse than that now.
When COVID cut down on in-person care, Monarch Health aims to open it back up.
We like to bill ourselves as a, quote, one-stop shop for opioid and alcohol addiction recovery.
That means medication, individual and group counseling, case management, and a guaranteed visit within a business day of a referral.
And the reason is because I have seen what happens when we don't do that as a community. And what happens is people overdose and die.
Ever since its opening in the fall, Replinger says Monarch Health is introducing people back to their lives.
To see them within months turn themselves around where they're employed, have housing, repaired relationships with friends and family, and feel, as they say, quote, back to normal again.
In Madison.
That's really a remarkable thing.
Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
Dr. Replinger says this is meant to fill a gap, not replace other services in our area. Monarch Health accepts Medicaid and most area insurances. He says give them a call at the number on your screen and you can likely be seen within a day. Gary has a final check on your First Warn forecast when we come back.
The 72-hour Stars and Stripes appliance sale is through Monday at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 40% off in-stock doorbusters, plus no interest for 18 months. The biggest appliance sale of the year is through Monday at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
Walk through Menard's Lighting Showroom and find your style with Patriot Lighting. Add to your home's curb appeal with a new wall light. The Mitchie Outdoor Wall Light has a beautiful oil-rubbed bronze, white, or black finish with clear seated glass. The modern-style Callum Outdoor Wall Light is available in a brushed nickel or oil-rubbed bronze finish. All Patriot Lighting outdoor wall lights are 11% off. Save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Get 25% off our low Slumberland price. Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
The 72-hour Summer of Sleep mattress sale is through Monday only at Ashley Home Store. Save up to $800 instantly on the best brands. Pay as little as $20 a month for luxury mattresses like these. Plus a free adjustable base or free furniture with purchase. Ashley Home Store.
Well, there's high-resolution radar. Just a couple of showers out there, and even those are diminishing just north of Monroe. Temperatures are still pretty warm. 85 Madison, 88 in Janesville. But the dew point temperatures are a little lower than they were yesterday, and they will continue to fall. So that will lead to an overnight low temperature of about 63. High tomorrow of about 79. About the same for Friday before we warm up for the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here at 6.